Alright, let's dive into this whole Deshaun Watson and Cleveland situation, because it's one of those NFL storylines that just keeps evolving, and honestly, it's fascinating. Here's the thing, 4 years ago, when Watson was a hot commodity, Cleveland was initially a hard pass for him. But then, as we all know, a fully guaranteed contract changed the game. And yet, there's this lingering narrative that Watson doesn't really want to be in Cleveland. But here's where it gets interesting. Watson himself is pushing back on that idea, and personally, I think there's a lot more to unpack here. First off, let's address the elephant in the room, the perception that Watson isn't a fan of Cleveland. I mean, it's not entirely baseless. The guy initially said no to the Browns, and let's be real, money talks, but it doesn't always change feelings. But here's what makes this really interesting. Watson is now publicly saying he loves Cleveland, that he and his wife are settled there, and that they are out and about, enjoying the city. Now, you might be thinking, sure, he's saying that now, but if you take a step back and think about it, this could be more than just PR talk. What many people don't realize is that athletes often feel pressured to say the right things, but Watson's comments feel more personal, more genuine. He's not just saying he likes Cleveland. He's painting a picture of a life there. That's a detail I find fascinating, because it suggests a level of commitment that goes beyond the field. But here's the bigger question. Does it even matter if Watson genuinely likes Cleveland? From my perspective, the NFL is a business, and players are often where they are because of contracts, not necessarily because of love for a city. So, if Watson's playing well and the Browns are winning, does his personal affinity for Cleveland really matter? Personally, I think it does, but not in the way you might expect. If Watson truly feels at home, it could translate to better performance, more leadership, and a stronger connection with the team and the fans. That's a huge deal, especially for a franchise like the Browns, which has had its fair share of quarterback drama. Now, let's talk about the future. Watson's contract is up in 2026, and the Browns' owner, Jimmy Haslam, has left the door open for a return. But here's where it gets tricky. Watson needs to win the starting job, play at a high level, and then fend off interest from other teams. One thing that immediately stands out is how much pressure that puts on him. If he succeeds, it's a win-win for Cleveland. They keep a potentially elite quarterback and silence the doubters. But if he falters, the narrative shifts back to, see, he never really wanted to be here. What this really suggests is that Watson's time in Cleveland is at a crossroads, and how he handles the season could define his legacy there. What makes this really interesting is how it ties into the broader trend of player-team relationships in the NFL. We've seen stars force trades, sit out seasons, and publicly clash with their teams. But Watson's situation feels different. He's not demanding a trade or airing grievances. He's trying to rewrite the narrative. In my opinion, that's a smart move, especially if he wants to stay in Cleveland long-term. But it also raises a deeper question. Can a player truly change public perception, or is it something that's set in stone once it's out there? As we wrap this up, I'm left wondering, what does Watson's future in Cleveland really look like? Is he just biding his time until a better opportunity comes along, or is he genuinely committed to making it work? Personally, I think the answer lies somewhere in the middle. Watson's comments suggest he's open to staying, but the NFL is unpredictable, and a lot can change in a season. What's clear, though, is that this isn't just a story about a quarterback in a city. It's about perception, performance, and the complex dynamics of professional sports. So, what do you think? Is Watson's love for Cleveland genuine, or is it just part of the game? Let me know in the comments below.